Hey y'all, welcome to Geek Freaks Podcast. I am Frank and I'm joined by Jonathan.
Hey y'all.
Today we are at the Rancho Cordova Gaming Expo. We are right before the doors open up. A lot of booths here, Jonathan. What do we got going on at our booth?
Our booth, we're doing giveaway. We got the big brand new prize wheel. It's like 5 feet tall or more. It's ginormous, yeah. Tons of really cool prizes. We're going to be asking people questions out of the Geek Box and let them spin the wheel.
The infamous Geek Box. We are going to put the sound of the prize wheel in once and not throughout. It is insanely loud.
Very
so
loud.
Like almost embarrassing,ly loud, Jonathan.
Yeah, hopefully the crowd gets loud enough that people won't notice it so obviously, but yeah, it's pretty loud.
Jonathan had to modify it.
Yeah.
So now it's like a card on a spoke when you're riding your bike.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of people here, people who make cosplay.
Mm-hmm.
We've got, I saw R2-D2 roaming around earlier.
Yeah, video game developers showing off their games they're working on.
We got esports going on. It's going to be a Mario Kart and Smash Brothers tournament. They have a whole section over there where you can just use the wheel, which I've never been able to use the wheel.
Yeah.
Use the wheel on Mario Kart. That'd be cool to do. But yeah, it's going to be...
Do they sell the wheel? Is that what they're doing there?
No, it's just like they're all playing it. Yeah, they're all playing it just for fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. This is Rancho Cordova, guys. They are amazing around here. And it's going to be a pretty full day. All right. So we're going to be off and on. It'll be a scattered live episode as per usual. That's what we do best.
Yeah, exactly.
And, have fun. All right, here we go. First off, what's your name?
Hayden.
All right, here we go. Oh, it's going to be boring. Here we go. Which time traveling machine would you want?
Ooh, you could have a time travel machine.
I don't know.
Well, what's your favorite time
What's your
travel
favorite
movie?
time machine?
The Fast and Furious car thing.
And you make that a time traveling machine?
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Right.
That works.
Forward,
All right,
but
you want to
really
spin the wheel?
fast.
Can you reach it? Or you want us to spin it for you? Spin it. Here.
There you go. You got it. You got a Blu-ray. So we have
Pick one of the Blu-rays you
either
want.
Halo or Twisters.
How often do you dust your action figures at home?
Oh man.
0 to none.
Oh, that's like me too, but I got a bunch of them.
All right,
Take a
you're up.
spin.
You're up. Let's see what you got. Let's go Geek Box.
When have you most wanted to use the cheat code?
Ooh. When you most wanted to use the cheat code.
Do you use cheat codes in video games?
Cleaning the house?
Well, there's like,
We used a lot for Minecraft, remember?
Oh yeah, you gotta do crafting mode for Minecraft. That works. That's a cheat code. That one? That's good. Spin it up.
All
Go
right.
ahead. You want me to spin it for you? You can spin it.
All right, boss. You ready to spin the wheel? All you got to do is answer a question for us.
You ready?
All right.
Here we go.
Into the mic if you can.
What recipe would you recreate from a fantasy book?
Recipe.
From a fantasy book is slightly harder.
Yeah. We'll go with a video game too if you want to do a video game.
Actually, I don't know any fantasy recipes from video games. So from a book, have you guys ever read the Stormlight Archives?
It literally going through it right now.
Yeah,
It's
which
a lot.
book are you on?
Yeah. What's that?
Which book are you on?
The first one. Busy guy.
Yeah, it is quite a lot.
Yeah.
I forgot what the name was.
Good, how you doing?
It's the
In just a second, if you want, you
it's
can
the
answer
one-
a question and then spin the
Do
wheel.
you know who Dolinar is?
Yeah.
We'll wait
Yeah,
for
it's the
him
one
first.
Navana gives Dolinar. I forgot what it's called.
I have no clue, but I think that's good enough. You want to spin the wheel or you want me to?
Yeah, sure. I'll spin it.
Okay, go ahead. All right, Jonathan, it is the beginning of the month, so we're going to be talking about some of the biggest shows coming out this month. Are you ready for this?
Ooh, I'm so ready.
I want your reaction to each one of these, okay? And
Okay.
whether or not you're going to watch them.
All right.
All right, this convention's finally slowing down a little bit so we can
Little
breathe.
bit.
I mean, we were going to record throughout this whole thing.
Yeah,
this
we
happened
haven't
to
had
us
time.
last year, actually.
It's great, though, because that's the foot traffic. People are coming and going. It is hard to hold the conversation and then stop every 10 seconds to interact with people. So we decide, let's engage with the fans and have fun with them. And then when it slows down, we record. That's fine.
Shout out to Greg and his wife who popped by over from Instagram. I love finding new friends on social media.
Yep.
That was great socializing with them. That was awesome.
Yeah.
We're beginning off over on Hulu, April 8th. We've got The Handmaid's Tale. It's their final season.
Ooh. I've heard a lot of people talk about that show. I haven't watched any of them, though.
I think it might be too much for you guys.
All right.
Yeah, so you haven't watched Handmaid's Tale yet, huh?
I have not, no.
It's fallen off. I'm not going to lie to you. It was
Yeah.
really good in the beginning.
Yeah, I remember you explaining it to me once before,
Yeah.
and it seemed like something I could watch. I didn't think my wife would really be interested in it. But,
Might be too much for you. Here's one I know you will watch. On April 10th, we have Black Mirror season 7.
Oh gosh, absolutely. I can get lost in Black Mirror. It's so
What's your
good.
favorite episode of Black Mirror?
I hate to say it because it's so cliche for me, but the Star Trek one.
Yeah, guess what? They made a sequel to that's coming out this season. Look at that. The McAllister. That's the SSS McAllister, or the USS McAllister.
So we're gonna have to do like a episode review.
Heck yeah, we are.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, we're going to be doing that.
Such a good show. Anyone who hasn't seen it, it's like Twilight Zone, literally on crack. It is so good.
And it's so like real to today.
yeah.
Well, that's what's sadly true.
So
you know?
yeah, scary.
Same thing
how
with Handmaid's Tale, but
realistic and applicable. Oh really?
Oh yeah, we're headed there.
That sounds more disturbing.
Yeah, all right, let's keep the levels up, guys. Let's keep the levels up. Good to see you again. Okay. All right, and then on April 10th as well, we have Hacks Season 4. Now, this is like one of Thomas's pig picks.
Yeah, that one actually may be something my wife would like. I
think she would.
tried it and I wasn't interested in the first
Okay.
episode of it, but you know,
Thomas swears
not my
by
flavor.
it.
Yeah,
He says
really?
it's super good. Yeah, he's got
That's
pretty good
good.
taste. But I know you won't be missing this one, John. And we might have to do it. I know we're going to do episode per episode for Challenge Accepted.
yeah.
April 13th, The Last of Us, Season 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's another killer one.
Has this made you want to play the game?
Not really. I don't
It's
know.
like a 25-hour game. It's not too long.
Yeah, I guess I could play. I mean, I don't have time to play any games. I have games I've bought and don't play. I'd want to
Yeah.
play Rivals with you guys more if I had time.
That'd be nice.
But yeah, not necessarily. Really, I just like the show. I think I like it more than I would the game, anyways. I imagine. But I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, it's just really good. And they're going to be changing the script a little bit to make the big twist in the game like a little bit later on, which
Yeah.
is good. They need to.
And how long is it? Hasn't it been more than a year since we had the last season?
Yeah, they spend too much money and the production's too high on these things.
Yeah.
It takes a while. By the way, if you guys are hearing drumming in the background, it's literally the guy who drums in the end of Star Wars Return of the Jedi who's here. He's drumming in the same room as us, so just kind of, if you hear that drumming, you're hearing history. Next up on Tuesday, April 22nd, again, we're covering this week by week, Jonathan, on Disney Plus is Andor Season 2.
Yes. Oh, so I'm rewatching. I'm in the middle of a rewatch of Andor.
I'm going to start doing that.
Such a good show. I just love it. I love being in the world. They did such a good job world building in this series.
Yeah.
And like I just got done with the prison break episodes.
Oh, yeah, the best one, yeah.
Just it just makes me. It kind of makes me want to go to Disneyland again and ride the Rise of Resistance.
I haven't ridden it yet.
Because it feels like you're in a small sample of that world when you're in there. But yeah, such a good series.
So we're covering that week by week on Challenge Accepted, but beforehand over on CA, and we'll do something like that here too. We're going to do a pre-show talking about that first season. Since you're rewatching it, would you want to join me and Thomas for that?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Thomas, if you're listening to this, I just tagged Jonathan in on this, man. He's going to do some of the heavy lifting for us.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. All right, guys, we're going to be dipping in and out with more questions. Everybody's answering questions, spinning this wheel. We're giving away a ton of stuff. I think we're out of skateboards now. That was the hot item.
Yes.
We're out of candy bars. Comic books are good. A lot of people, this is their first time getting a comic book. I absolutely love that. That's like my favorite thing. I want to make sure we have comics at every convention we're at.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spoil anything, but I think we're in the lead for the best booth award.
I think so. I don't
Because
see anybody else.
they
with a
give
couple
all the
tokens.
attendees a coin to drop off in a box. And,
Yeah.
like, what can I say? We're pretty awesome.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
All right, guys, we'll be back with some more soon. Okay, what's your favorite spaceship?
Definitely the one from Star Wars.
Do you know which one from Star Wars? There's a lot of them.
What's your favorite spaceship?
The one from Star Wars, but the one you like, I can't remember what it was.
What, the one flown by a walking carpet?
No, the big metal one. The big silver one. The Millennium Falcon.
There's the
I
right
just
answer.
remembered it.
Yeah, the walking carpet. Chewbacca.
Oh.
You know, of course, yeah,
Oh.
Millennium Falcon.
Give her a spin. Here we go. Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars.
Star Wars. Here we go. Let's get another spin. Here we go. You get a D&D mini.
Hello. You were doing a podcast.
We're doing it.
I remember you doing this.
You want to give a spin to the wheel?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
We've given away like 5 so far, yeah. Look at this card behind you. These guys, no joke, one family won 3 of them. Yeah. All right, ready? I'll spin it for you. What do we get?
Skateboard.
D&D dice. Here we go.
Okay, very good. I'll take blue.
There we go. Have a good one. Super strength or super speed? Say it to the mic.
I gotta go super speed.
Super speed all day. Go ahead, give it a spin. Is the book? This is one easy one. Is the book or the movie the best adaptation?
I have to say the movie.
Movie best adaptation. Let's go. Give it a spin. Who should have won the Iron Throne for Game of Thrones? Yeah.
I don't remember that show anymore. Not Bran. He should definitely not have won.
That's pretty much the right answer. I'll take it. Let's get spinning. Go for it. All right, John. Then news this week. Fox has renewed Bob's Burgers, American Dad, Family Guy, and The Simpsons for 4 more years.
That's awesome.
Normally, things are renewed for like 1 year at a time.
Yeah.
It's a really big push for animation domination. And the key is like American Dad left Fox, went to TBS for over 10 years, then came back.
Yeah.
What do you think about this investment in adult animation?
I think it's great. I mean, I imagine there must be a growing trend in adult animation or something that's becoming, the kids that we were watching Bob's Burger when it first came out are now adults with expendable income and stuff like that. So maybe they're seeing that it's more popular now than it used to be.
All right. So adult animation is, it's thriving. I think the reason it does so well is because it's that filler content. We were talking about this earlier.
That's true, yeah.
They're one of the few things that still do like 20 episodes, 16 episodes a season.
Yeah.
And it goes over to Hulu. And personally, for myself, it's the reason I invest heavily on Hulu.
Yeah.
Is because it's got all that adult animation. It's my number one thing.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think I watch a lot of adult animation these days. My house is full of Disney because I'm a 4-year-old. But yeah, I can imagine especially a lot of people our age started having kids young, so the kids are old enough to appreciate adult animation now. Because we're in our 30s. If we had kids when we were 20, like a lot of people, your kids would be 14, 15 years old. Well, that's the perfect age to be watching American Dad. So maybe now it's the show that our generation can watch with their kids.
That's wild to think, but you're right. And American Dad and Family Guy have changed their stance over the last, I would say, 7-8 years.
Yeah.
To where they still are as crass as you want them to be, but there are certain subject matters that they have toned down on, I'll say.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just so that they're more palatable.
Yeah.
When your show's been around that long, you have to adjust with the times. I mean, that's just how things are.
That's true, yeah.
That's just the way things are. So, Jonathan, what adult animation do you still watch at all? Like, I know you do some Bob's Burgers, right?
Yeah.
All right,
Thank you. What adult animation do I still watch?
Like, would you consider going back to Simpsons or Family Guy, something like that? And at what age would you bring in Marco?
So, I put on Avatar for Marco. It is an adult animation, though the writing is very well done. But yeah, it'd be a while before I put. I mean, Bob's Burger is very tame, very.
Very family friendly. Yeah.
It's just too much depth to the story to keep his interest. But yeah, I don't think I really watch any adult animation right now.
Yeah, I would say for Marco, I'd say you can get into. Like, look at the characters, like Luis, right? She's, 7 or 8 on that show? Great time to bring him in then.
Yeah.
Because he has a character to relate to, is Luis.
Yeah.
I think Simpsons is just, I appreciate it, but been a long-time fan of it. I think it's just too outdated.
Yeah.
Not going to get into it, not a Marco especially.
Yeah.
And then Family Guy, once he gets 14, 15 and he starts being a little punk.
Yeah, that's the right age for it. Yeah, exactly.
And I'm going to tell you right now, dude, American Dad is for you. American Dad has changed how they made that show to where now it's not like, it used to be a satire show, right? We talked about this a couple weeks ago when it was announced they were first coming back to Fox.
Yeah.
It used to be a satire show about politics. It's not anymore. It's wild and crazy stuff. And I find it more enjoyable.
Yeah, because you would see that when there's episodes that lean more into Roger's story, right?
Yeah, but now the whole family's on board with that.
Yeah, okay. That's cool.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. And the Roger thing, they have fun with that idea of we got to go do our taxes. And then they're on their way to do the taxes or whatever. It's this particular tax guy, he's really unique or whatever. He also sings or something like that. It's is it just Roger? It's just Roger. Stuff like that. And then then Roger the tax guy's oh, you know what? I need you guys to go to the secret island base and go kill this one dude. He's is it going to be you there again? He's yeah, of course. They're just having fun with it. So that's a lot of fun.
That's good.
But yeah, I think adult animation, the more I reflect on it, I joke that this world doesn't need any more podcasts, as I'm talking to a microphone right now in the middle of a convention where we're advertising podcasting. We don't need it anymore. But I do think
all gone. No more skateboards.
We're all out of skateboards, yeah. Sorry. That was a hot item, guys. We were giving away skateboards, and they are fan favorites. One family, shout out to Mark, won 3 skateboards.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that, too. The kids came back, they spun, second time.
Wild.
Both kids hit the skateboard on their second try.
That's so awesome.
That's funny.
But yeah, adult animation, I'm a big fan of it. But I was I would mind starting a podcast about adult animation. It's definitely something it's by far the number one thing I watch on TV.
Yeah.
But I don't even know what the format is. It's just me going to be like, I think it's really awesome, and then talk about how the different things I think is awesome.
That was so cool.
That's not a podcast.
Yeah.
But anyways, how awesome is Marvel, guys? All right, we'll get to another subject here in a sec. What convention exclusive would you be most likely to wait in line for?
Convention exclusive.
I'm a big Funko Pop guy. I think I would wait for Funko Pop.
You know, I'm a big comic guy, so
Yeah.
I'd probably go like comic cover exclusive.
There you go. Yeah.
You know, so I got a couple. There's one actually from Mexico that I ended up buying on eBay. That was an exclusive variant cover of a, what is it? What's the Spider-Man? The anti-Venom? It was like an anti-Venom cover.
Yeah.
That was from like a Mexico Comic-Con. That I was like, damn, I need
That's a
that
dope
cover now,
suit,
but I can't go to Mexico to get
Yeah.
it. So I ended up buying it on eBay. But yeah,
That's an incredible suit. I love Venom. It's got a good suit. Let's get a spin on the wheel. All right, here we go. Here's yours. Ooh, this is a tough one. Would you be able to destroy the One Ring? You're on Mount
From
Doom.
Lord of the Rings.
Samwise is behind you. What are you thinking?
I mean, I don't feel the power, so in context it'd probably be a lot harder, but out of context, like, yeah, we don't need that power floating around. Get
Yeah.
rid of it.
It's hard though because I mean, like,
Yeah.
obviously,
the mind
there's-
corruption's what would scare me. I don't know where you'd be out there.
and the hard part is like Frodo had like no struggles in his life beforehand, and then all the struggles afterwards.
Yeah.
Like we have struggles all the time, but I think we might be able to handle it a little bit better than him.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Let's get a spin on the
Frodo
wheel.
struggled.
If you were in Hunger Games, what weapon would you go for first?
Well, I played the game Destiny.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a bow kind of person.
A what?
A bow.
Oh, bow. Okay, perfect. Go ahead and spin it.
Spin the wheel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lightsaber.
Lightsaber. Pick out your color. Nice.
All right, Jonathan, we are still here at Rancho Cordova Gaming Expo.
Oh, yeah.
And our discussion topic this week, I'm liking these. I've gotten some good feedback on us doing these discussion topics.
Yeah, good,
I've
good,
got some good
good.
feedback on it. All right, here's ours for this week is, okay, the evolution of fan service. What do you know about, like, what do you think of when you hear the word fan service?
So I think of like nostalgia and things being tailored to what the fans want, but
Yeah, quick money just by saying
like
something.
the
that-
Minecraft movie.
The Minecraft movie. It's funny that you mentioned that because it's like literally on the top of my head.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to be discussing that now. So what is fan service? I think it is something that's it's defined as something with Easter eggs, callbacks, or nostalgia bait. It's been used from anime to mainstream blockbusters. I mean, like all the Avengers movies, right?
Yeah.
When does it work, Jonathan? Give me an example of when something has been great fan service. I'm going to start because to me, I think it's the greatest moment, and I've said it a few times now, in all of cinema, is when, earlier on in Avengers 2, we saw, is Cap going to be able to lift Mjolnir?
Yeah.
But in Endgame, when Thor looks like he's going to get his butt handed to him by Thanos, and suddenly Mjolnir moves and it goes into Cap's hands, the hype in that room, palpable. Right?
Yeah.
And then later on again, we had it with the Avengers Assembled. That's 2. And then, I mean, it's just so spectacular. So to me, I think that's the best version of fan service. What's a good version for you as well?
I don't. It's terrible for a podcast. I don't know. I don't have a one off the top of my head that I can think of. Good fan service.
What about the Mario movie? I thought that was a pretty good, like they gave us everything we wanted, but it ended up being really good.
How's it going?
You guys want to get a picture in front of the wheel? There you go.
Stand over here. Take that.
All right, John, I've got 2 other fan service moments I think worked well. Here are Spider-Man No Way Home, when we had the 3 Spider-Men.
Oh, that's true. That
That
was
was
a good
full fan service,
moment.
and it just landed so well.
Yeah.
Again, I can't explain how cool it was to be in theaters. I actually watched.
We were in it together, yeah.
Oh,
There
we did, yeah.
Yeah, there was all
It was
kinds
our first
of buzz.
move back in the pandemic, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
What a great way to come back.
The Delta Shores Theater, and it was just the whole theater erupted at that scene. Now, so I think I have to ask, you probably know better than me, what is it that makes fan service land and what doesn't? Because we've seen it before, I'm sure, in
I
plenty
think
of
it's when
stuff.
it's warranted, right? Because I mean, you
Yeah.
could do a thing where you just like keep saying things that reference something, and that's okay. It's not great.
Yeah.
But in this one, like legitimate, bringing back Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, for example,
Yeah.
was allowing Doc Ock to have the redemption he never got in Spider-Man 2.
True, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think there's something there. It's like it's where it's actually wanted. We got to see Andrew Garfield experience saving the woman like he couldn't do in his own story.
Yeah.
And that's fan service at its freaking best.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It could have been done cheap and shoehorned in and no explanation, and it's just we want to put this person on screen because we know you like him and it'll sell tickets.
Yeah.
But we know you like the character but to have the well-written story that justifies it like you're saying and makes sense for these characters to be together again, or whatever the fan service moment is.
Yeah.
I think that it takes a lot of work and money on their side and effort to write the story to fit, which most of that story was already written, I guess.
Right.
In the comics. But yeah, I think that's what it takes to make fan service actually pay off.
That makes sense to me.
Versus being just cheesy, a cash grab. Like we've
When
seen
it's a direct cash grab, that feels bad as a viewer because like I'm giving you my time.
Yeah.
I need you guys to give me something back.
Can you think of something specific that has been just a cheesy?
I do, but let me get to my last example of a good one.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
The Mandalorian season 2.
Yeah.
And we had Luke Skywalker come back for the cameo. Why I think this was a good one? Here, let me explain. We get a lot of content that's kind of like, oh, this is between this part and this part of Star Wars, but we never get to see our original guys at the age they would be in those movies, right?
True.
All right, John. So here are some of the times when it's failed. I guess this, by the way, guys, if you're listening to this, it is definitely cut up to pieces because we have people coming in, whispering in the wheel, just to keep it. You know how conventions are. They're awesome. All right, so Rise of Skywalker. When Palpatine shows up, it was like they just wanted a name from the old generation, but it made no sense to bring him back. It actually hurt his character bringing him back from when Darth Vader killed him. It hurt Darth Vader's redemption.
I guess that's true. I never really thought too much about that. Yeah. That is So you think they brought it back just because they needed a recognizable name?
I think they were so rudderless in those movies. Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy watching them, but I don't take them as seriously as I do any of the other 6, or the spinoffs.
Yeah, because like the whole thing with Snoke, I didn't really understand how he was
What a
supposed to be
waste.
the next, big, crazy, major bad guy. But then it was like he was just one of many clones, right?
Yep.
A failed
That's what
clone.
if I remember correctly, frankly, Jonathan, it could have been different, and I just don't remember, but I think it was that.
Yeah.
And then Rey was one of his kids or grandkids, actually, but it's like, that's just silly.
Yeah, that was a little sloppy.
So that's a bad one. And then in Multiverse of Madness, now I really liked this scene because it existed, but in Multiverse of Madness, when the Illuminati come in, it was like, okay, we got to see our Professor Xavier. That's awesome. We got to see Jim from The Office. Can't remember his name for the life of me right now.
John Krasinski.
John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, which is what all the fan casting is. Now, that's cool. Don't get me wrong, but it was rushed. Like, how is Mr. Fantastic so smart going to die so fast like that?
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
It didn't add as much as it should have added to the movie by being there.
Frankly, that should have been the entire movie, was like them fighting the Illuminati. The Illuminati are the best heroes gathered on Earth.
Yeah.
They supersede even like the X-Men and stuff like that because they're kind of the ruling faction.
So Order of the White
odd
Lotus.
to think that way. But
I get you.
But yeah, any forced cameos or anything like unnatural, they just don't strike the right tone,
Yeah.
All right, let's wait because I think we're going to have Donna coming by. So how do you find that balance between fan service and good stories? Like, how do you incorporate that in? We talked about that a little bit beforehand, but how do creators find that balance between expectations? That's another thing too, is like if you're saying like Mr. Fantastic's going to be in this new movie, how do you balance that expectations?
I think it has to come from the writers who are writing the story originally, because like the same person who wrote the movie, that we all like, that we want to see that character again, we need them to be the ones that are writing in how that character comes back, using the same techniques and same
I really like that
passion for
idea.
the character, versus the producers or the ones that are looking at the money side of things that just want to have a quick return on their investment.
So are you saying bring in the original comic book writer for these characters?
Yeah.
So that's an interesting take. So like for Daredevil, Rob Liefeld created him, right? Bringing him in, and he was even talking about how like, we create these characters and we don't get any money for them.
Yeah.
Essentially, once they're like become who they are.
Yeah.
And I like that idea, like bringing them in. Like, how would you want to give us fan service for these characters?
As consultants, that's exactly what the position would be. It'd be perfect.
For the most part, that would work. The only person I know for sure wouldn't work is Alan Moore.
Yeah.
I know Alan Moore is comic book writing legend. Like he's just royalty. But man, his take is so boring nowadays. He hates superheroes now.
Oh, really?
Well, because, I mean, if you think of Watchmen, like Watchmen was, and he made Watchmen and V for Vendetta and many of the classics.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about Watchmen, it's all about how, like, it's a satire on superheroes.
Yeah.
So he hates, like, all the MCU stuff. He hates the DCU, DCEU, all that stuff. He thinks, oh, it's a waste. I'm like, man, we're just trying to have fun, brother.
Yeah.
Like, calm down. Your movie's good. Your story's good.
Your story's built on this empire of superheroes and villains.
Yes.
It's just it's like The Boys. It's that kind of
The
take,
Boys,
right?
Mystery Men. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think these can exist in the same reality.
But I like the idea of bringing in the regional creators. And I think they should have more of a connection to these big projects anyways.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
Because like we were saying earlier, if you shoehorn the person in the scene or whatever just to try to sell it, it's not going to have that depth of story that you want, that you fell in love with because of the original content.
Yeah.
So it needs to have that same passion and effort put into
Passion. Great word for it.
Yeah, put into writing that scene together.
So with fan service, we know that one of the biggest things about it is it sells the movie.
Yeah.
Does that limit creativity?
Oh, I think in a lot of cases it does, because we see that the producers that just want to turn around and make money are just gonna put in, we're gonna put Jack Black on screen with a shirt that matches this certain character, and it's gonna sell because that character's hot. It's like,
remind me. I want to tell you about the best fan service in the Minecraft movie. It might be the best example of fan service ever.
Oh, really?
Oh, we'll get to it at the end. It's going to be a really good button on this whole thing.
Yeah.
That's called editing, guys. I'm not going to edit it out so you can hear how classy that is.
And I
Here we go.
do want to check out the Minecraft movie.
I'm watching it tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, I know my son would like it too.
As soon as I go home and take a long nap. And then, what is the importance of respecting the original? Is it okay to just fully take the, like, say, Mario movie, take the Mario name and just make something completely original? Or do you owe it to the fans to make something that's similar to the original?
I think it's
something new.
a huge gamble. If you take something like Mario and you make it completely different, it doesn't resemble it, you just got the name because you thought people were going to go see it. They're going to go see it. Some of them, they're going to sit in that theater and be so disappointed. You're gambling that they're going to be so disappointed and so livid with you that you ruined something that they loved.
Yeah.
So if you want to do that for the quick cash grab, it might, blow up in your face. But if it's completely reimagined and they love it and they fall in love with this as the new version, the new Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker was very different from the previous Jokers, at least the way they were portrayed on screen.
Yeah.
But he nailed it, and that became the standard and expectation for Joker. So you might do that if you change what people are expecting, but it's a gamble, and you have to risk that it might blow up in your face.
And then I think there's a level of let's go ahead. Let's go back to Super Mario Brothers. There's a thing where it's like, you are getting my attention because of what you said, right? That's the whole nostalgia bait of it all.
Yeah.
So if I go and it has nothing to do with that, then it's kind of like, you used me to get money out of me. You used the thing I love to get money out of me. And then so I mean, I get that there's a level of, like, if you're gonna bring up old IPs, you have to do some fan service.
Yeah.
Or otherwise, why are you doing it at all?
Well, but if you go for that and you find out it's better than you thought it was going to be, like the new Mario is totally different. It's live action, not like the 90s one. It's funny, but it's really good.
Well, the 93 one, actually, now that we're saying this real quick, just to jump in, it had the fan service. Boy, it might be a really good example of this, actually, because it had the little things where it's like, oh, that's with the little bomb, you know?
So like the
but it was a pretty original story, really.
Yeah.
So it kind of was a little bit of both. Guys, maybe the 93 Super Mario Bros. Was better than we thought.
I think it still, in my mind, holds up, but I haven't watched it in
It does not hold
10
up.
years.
Please watch it, yeah.
Yeah.
There are, I mean, it's just a different movie than you'd expect watching it, but yeah. That one bombed in that case.
That's crazy.
Okay, and then let's see. Yeah, so I wanted to tell you about a fan service moment that I'm learning. So I did not know the streamer, but I have now looked it up after seeing people talking about this. So there was this really big Minecraft streamer called Technoblade. Okay, I'm learning this all now, guys, so I know a lot of you guys might know it's more than me. His whole thing was like a king pig. He used to say, like, that's a legend, or that's legendary.
Yeah.
And he was really popular, right? Big Minecraft streamer. Well, apparently I don't know if it was cancer, I forget what it was, but he was dying. And so in that last year, he started really selling a lot of sweaters and shirts and stuff like that to raise enough money for all his siblings to go through college.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
And then he passed away.
Yeah.
And there's clips of, like, his dad will, on his birthday, like, bring in a meal to his room to, like, put it next to that computer where his son would play, stuff like that still. And his whole thing was, like, he was a pig. His character in Minecraft was a pig with a crown on, a king pig.
Yeah.
Well, in the Minecraft movie, oh, God, a little bit choked up a little bit. In the Minecraft movie, this pig walks by in the town, and he's wearing a crown, and he says hi to Jack, whatever, and he walks by real fast. And one of the kids asks, "Oh, is that a king pig?" And he says, "No, that's a legend," which is his guy's phrase. Yeah. And I just think that is possibly the best case of fan service I have ever seen.
Oh, yeah. That's very direct And yeah, I don't know how.
It gives homage to somebody who bolstered that community, that fandom.
Yeah.
And it made me do research more into the fandom.
Yeah.
While I knew, and they're like crafting boxes, crafting boxes. This, that. But I'm doing research more into the fandom because of that reference. I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. And for somebody who obviously he was streaming Minecraft, so he's bringing attention to their product anyways.
He's very popular. Yeah.
But to acknowledge him and what he offered, what he gave to the community, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. His final message too, if I suggest you guys look it up, is where he says thank you guys very much. You put my brothers and sisters through college and stuff like that, and goodbye. And then he just passed away right after that. And it's man, that's a legend. You know, that is so cool. I really enjoyed looking him up and learning more about him and stuff like that. Yeah. Technoblade guys, and there's Techno Dad was his dad that come in, and that's fan service done right. And I really appreciated that they did that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know for World of Warcraft ones, I know those ones. If they were to do that, old Missing Wolf and stuff like that. There's all kinds of things similar. But yeah, so that was a pretty cool moment.
Minecraft from the beginning, at least in beta, remember there was always Herobrine. Was in the game, and then they'd say it was taken out.
I bet there's probably a Herobrine Easter egg somewhere in that movie.
Has to be, yeah.
Has to be. So that's our thing, guys. We're here at the Rancho Cordova. What have we got? Another 30 minutes. We're almost done.
Yeah.
It's closing out, guys. We want to thank everybody who came by the booth, spun the wheel, had a lot of fun. It was a blast on our side. We're both exhausted. I think a little
gave
boots.
away all the skateboards. Still have
We
those small prices.
They were a hot item. Hot item. A lot of the stuff's gone. Thank you guys for coming by. We appreciate it, and we'll see you at the next con. All right. Bye.